Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, starting a new playthrough of the Arks scenario in Frostpunk. As the brightest minds of Oxford and Cambridge, we've been sent to save priceless seed and plant specimens from the eternal winter. Do we have what it takes to keep the seedling Arks safe? Let's start and find out. We've been chosen to safeguard a priceless treasure, the seeds and seedlings of plants from all over the world. They've been deposited in seedling arks to stop them from freezing, but it falls to us to build a city to protect these precious buildings until the winter ends, however long that may be. The only way to do this is with automatons. We'll ensure the green earth is reborn, even if we aren't there to witness it. Let's get to work. Factory plans, we've reached the generator site and the seedlings are safely stored in the seedling arks. We were supposed to deploy automatons to make sure the city can run itself no matter the weather, but the transport carrying the factory plans was lost in a blizzard. We need to build a beacon and send a team to search for it. Let's do that. Preserve the seedlings. We must ensure that the seedling arks don't freeze. All the seedlings and many of the tropical seeds are very sensitive to the cold. If the temperature in any seedling ark falls below chilly for too long, its precious contents will be irreversibly damaged. Alright, let me pause here and just take a quick look around. Now, you'll immediately notice there's some differences from the last playthrough of the main storyline, the New Hope storyline. First of all, the map is different. We don't have quite as much room here in the crater, but we do have areas out around the crater where there are resources for us to harvest. We've got an iron ore deposit over here, a couple of coal deposits over here, and lots of trees for our sawmills. Another thing that we'll notice right away is that we have a set number of people here. We have 45 engineers and 1 automaton to start. Now, unlike our first scenario playthrough of the New Hope, we will not be getting any additional help here. No more survivors are going to join our city. Well, there may be more, but I'm not going to spoil that part of it. Let's just assume that we have to work with these 45 engineers and nothing else. So let's get started. Now, obviously, our first priority is going to be researching tech to keep these things warm. But to begin with, I think we can just send some peeps out to harvest. Let's put some on this coal and some on this wood. Let's put 10 on each. 10 wood, 10 on the coal, another 10 on the wood. Now we're going to need a lot of wood at the start because we have to build a bunch of houses and stuff, right? And then we've got some steel over here. We could put 10 there and still have 5 left over for building things. We also have this automaton that we can put to work right away. We don't have any places. Well, we could put him on. Why don't we put him on this steel pile here? And he'll just go over and start harvesting that and leave our engineers to do the building that we're going to be about to do. All right, so first things first, let's set down some tents for these peeps to sleep in. We're going to leave a little space for a medical post eventually. That's all the wood that we have right now. So let me get time. Well, we're doing time. I mean, we are rolling here. Let's speed things up even more. All right, here are our brave adventurers off doing some harvesting. Our brave scientists. The seedling arks. Let's just check out the tutorial summary for the seedling arks here. The sole reason for the existence of your city is to keep the seedling arks safe. We got that. They contain, yeah, we know, blah, blah. They must be kept at least chilly at times, blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. All right, that's not too challenging. Our first priorities, we really got to get our research going here. So I think our first priority is going to be to slap down a workshop as soon as we have the wood for it, which we do now. We could even make 2. Well, Let's hold off on that because we need as many people gathering as we can can get right now. So let's just start with one, and we'll build another when the time comes. All right, so I'd like to get a sawmill down very soon as well. Work day has ended, and it's not that cold. It's only -20 here. These people are going to be their tents are livable right now, even without the generator on. So I think we're going to leave the generator off as long as we can. They need more shelter. We need to put down more tents. More tents, and I think that should be it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually too many. Too many. We don't need this last one. The heating is off. The generator is off. People are afraid they'll freeze to death in their sleep if you don't turn it on, at least for the night. They're not going to freeze to death in their sleep, and they're not discontent as a result of chilly homes. What we do need to think about is this automaton over here. He's going to have to recharge at some point, but I think we're going to get a message when that takes place. All right, we can immediately put 5 engineers on our research workshop and start researching stuff. Now, these are definitely a priority, heaters and steam hub, but the temperature is not going to drop for a while yet. So instead, why don't we start with a sawmill, since we're going to be, well, no, why don't we start with faster gathering so these people can get rid of these piles as quickly as possible. The automaton can't refuel. Stopped working because it was unable to recharge itself from the generator or a steam hub. It has to do that twice daily. In order to make it operational again, you need to turn on the generator. We do want this guy working throughout the night, so now it is time to turn on the generator. And we've got him on that steel pile, but that is not going to be our main concern here. I may shift him. Let's shift him over to the wood crates when he's done refueling. Take him off the steel pile and put him on the wood crates. 16 hours left of coal. That's not a big deal. We really just have this on for him to recharge. As soon as he's recharged, we could actually turn it back off again. It is not that cold. And if you look up here at the calendar, up here at the top, we've got 2.5 days before the temperature drops 1 level. That is easily manageable, I would say. Are you done refueling, my friend? Alright, let's shut this down then. And he'll head back over and start shoveling up that wood. Wood crates. Good on you. There's not going to be much to do here. In fact, let me speed up time even more. Grace wonders what the purpose of our struggle is. We know what the purpose of our struggle is, Grace. There is plenty to do. We've got 2 people sick already, so let's slap down a medical post. And we're going to have to take some people off one of these. Let's take them off one of the wood piles. Faster gathering researched already, just like that. Great. Next thing we'll need is, well, we've got a lot of wood out there. You know what I really want to do? I know we have to build the beacon. Alright, we'll go ahead and build the beacon. Let's get that going. And speed up time again. In this scenario, there's going to be a lot of speeding up time because you don't have that much to keep track of. You've only got these 45 people to keep track of, so the heating is off. Yes, I know. I already know that. It's intentional. So we can speed up time again. And wait until, well, we've got a fair amount of wood here. I guess we can look to building some more things. Why don't we look to building a gathering post out here near these? And maybe out here near these as well. Alright. And run streets out there. And out to this one. That's gonna have to do. It's not great to block that area off with the street, but I think we've got everything we need here. And it's slowed back down again, even though I didn't want it to. Alright, now I can take these engineers off of these and put them on here. And put however many we have left on here. Alright, the beacon has been researched already. Great. We can now build a beacon. I think I'm going to jump right down to the next tier. Okay, a couple of things to point out here on the research category. You don't start out with some of the things that you start out with in the first scenario. The research tree is different, basically. It's different. So I'm going to jump right down to the first tier of research, since we have the wood to do it right now. We have to put some... Well, we don't need all of the docks on there. We've only got... Well, we've got 5 sick people. Might as well put all the docks on there and get them healed up. Alright, food is an issue, because we start with 90 raw food. We got to get that processed. So let's go to the food tab and build a cookhouse. Fits nicely right there. So we start with 90 raw food, but you have none of the buildings that require workers to work them, since we only have engineers. For example, hunters' huts require workers to work them, not engineers. You cannot put engineers on hunters' huts. So we don't have any hunters' huts. So we're going to have to build hothouses to generate food. And we'll come across some other restrictions like that as we go along. This Yorkshireman is the automaton, again, unable to refuel. So we got to kick the generator up. Or at least on. And our cookhouse is done. And we'll put some people on it. We don't need 5 people on it right away, I don't think. Why do we have so many spare workers? Because I took them off. You know, we've got nobody working steel. Weren't there 2 steel piles out here? Did we already use up one of the steel piles? We did. We must have. That's why we have so many available workers. So these guys will be bringing in coal and wood. Our automaton, is he refueled yet? Nope, still at it. Now he's done. And it's still not cold, so let's conserve as much coal as we can. And shut that on down. So that's it for housing, guys. The housing we have down, I mean, we will upgrade them, obviously, but we will not have to build any more housing. And in terms of medical posts, we'll probably...
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
We'll probably be able to make it through with just this one medical post, as long as we keep it fully staffed. I need to start issuing some laws. Let's get emergency shift going right away. Not that I'm going to use it, but I need it to get to extended shift.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
And extended shift is going to be extremely important in terms of getting our research going as quickly as possible. Roderick Stanhope says, "This is preposterous. Are you people trying to work people to death?" While Francis Caxton says, "I hope these shifts are only used in emergencies." Yes, that's why we call it the emergency shift. Brilliant. So let's speed up time again. There's not much to do here. Yep, heating's off, but it's fine. It's not that cold. In fact, look, it's livable here, even without the generator on at night. Time just slowed itself down again, because it's morning already. We could probably take this guy off. That he needs to refuel again. Alright. So a little bit colder here. on day 4, and then it's going to drop again in a couple of days. And at that point, we really have to have our research, really have to have our heating stuff researched. So that'll be our next research priority.
Get going.
Now,
Time to earn your bread.
we start with 3 steam cores, but we do not have the factory blueprints yet, so we can't do anything with them, even if we had the steel to make that happen. So we just gotta wait. But I can build another workshop, and I guess we should probably get that beacon down. That takes a lot of goods and resources, but I think we'll be okay. We'll put it out somewhere where we're not going to be doing anything else out here. So manpower is going to be our biggest constraint here, right? Juggling the manpower to make sure everything works. Let's get some heating going. Let's get the heaters researched. With 40, you'd be surprised at how quickly 45 people, 45 workers can be used up. When we start, we got 5 on this workshop. We're going to need 5 on this workshop. We've got 5 on the medical post. We can balance our workers here depending on the need. We do have to get hothouses researched quickly, though. So this steel is going to go fast. We should probably research steel mine as quickly as possible. Iron ore mine. And it looks like the... Alright, see, like here, we've got to find 5 engineers to put to work there. And we don't really have 5 to spare. I guess I can take them off the steel here. And then, in fact, why don't we take everybody off the steel and switch this to the automaton? Now that this, the wood pile that we had him on has been used up. Beacon built. We are no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barrens that surround us. Like that. Here are abandoned supplies that we want to send some scouts to. Storm on the horizon. Captain, with the beacon operational, we can clearly see the storm approaching from the south. It's still some distance away, but we'd better keep an eye on it and make sure we set up the infrastructure needed to heat the Arks before it hits. Alright, let us form a scout party and send them out to the abandoned supplies. And speed time back up again. And it slows automatically back down because heaters have been researched. Let's get the steam hubs out of the way. No. Let's get some resources going here. We need a steelworks because we got 1 steel pile here, and that is not going to last forever. In fact, that's probably going to be gone fairly soon. It's only got 12 steel left, and he's taking out 3 per hour, so it's only got 4 hours left of extraction going there. The seedling... Captain, in a few days the temperature will drop. Our seedling arcs will be in danger. We have to keep them warm with heaters or steam hubs. I see we've already researched heaters. We will be able to warm these with heaters when the time comes. Eventually, when the temperature drops even more, we're going to need a steam hub and a heater to keep that warm. And we got to keep upgrading those steam hubs. I have 3 people available for work. And no place to put them right now as such. Well, it's nighttime, so we're not losing any manpower by not having them assigned to anything. I'm reluctant to put them on this coal pile even. I mean, we could use the coal. I'll go ahead and put them on there, but keeping these people healthy now that the temperature is starting to fall is going to be important. Speed up time again. We can issue another law. Let's go ahead and jump right up to extended shift. and immediately
Hear me. New law in the city.
and immediately put both of our workshops on extended shift. We need to get that research pouring in. And the next thing we'll do as soon as the research is finished is build some steam capability out here, a steam mine. We could put down another gathering post out here. I think I'll wait until this coal pile is completely depleted before building another gathering post. And speed up time again. A lot of speeding up time in this particular scenario because, again, there are so few people that you have to keep track of and move around that there are long stretches where you really have not much to do. Our scouts are about to arrive at their first destination. There they are. Explore it for steel and steam cores. We spent hours hacking at the ice to free our supplies, but we did it. We were forced to abandon them once. Doing it again would be unforgivable. We discovered 2 new sites, the Broken Automaton and the Industrial Ruins. Let us send, since the Broken Automaton has a little yellow dot on it, let's send our guys there. And we should be thinking about, as another research priority, expanding our scouting capabilities by getting the additional scout squad researched. Speed up time again. Now with it off, I'm not sure if it'll be too cold in their houses, but our discontent is very low. Coal pile depleted. That's the one out here. Now this gathering post has nothing to do, so we will just go ahead and deconstruct it. We don't need it anymore. We'll then build another one out here. Ah, there's our steelworks. What do we want? What's more important? A resource depot, I think, is going to be important because we need our... Destroying resources. Just a couple of trees, I think. Alright, we're going to build that there. Do we have enough resources to build a steelworks now? Yes, it looked like we did. Okay, great. Get one of those down. Immediate-ment. And we don't need the resource depot upgrade yet. I think I'm going to go with more scouts. Exploring the wasteland is a big priority in this scenario. It may not seem like it, but trust me, it is. Gonna run a road out to my new resource depot here, right there. And out to the steam hub, or excuse me, the steel works. Should I make this a more direct? Why don't I make this a more direct path? From here? No, that's not gonna work. Not good, not good. I gotta do this again, sorry. That's fine. Right where I had it the very first time was fine. Speed up time again. Get to work. That steel is all gone. Our automaton's gonna come out and build this stuff for us, and then we can put the automaton on the steelworks as soon as it's ready. Come on, little workers. Get a hammering. Automaton, get to building. Good, automaton. His name is Yorkshireman. So upgrading our automaton, since we're going to be building a bunch of them and relying on them for a lot of this work, is going to be important as well. More scouts research. Great. Next, let's get the steam hubs out of the way, since the temperature is going to be dropping. And we won't need to build steam hubs for this first temperature drop. And then the temperature is going to go back up again in a couple of days after that. Alright, this is ready. Let's go ahead and put our automaton on there, put him right to work, and we can issue another law. I don't think we're going to need soup. We will probably be fine as soon as we get hothouses. We got to get our hothouses researched. I don't anticipate people dying. I don't anticipate... Well, we are going to probably lose some limbs at some point, and we don't want to lose them as workers. So why don't we anticipate that happening and go ahead and sign the radical treatment law.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
Raises discontent, but also raises hope. Scouts have reached the broken automaton. Explore that. The automaton was left where it broke down. Thankfully, we've managed to dig it out and fix it. We can now send this fully operational automaton to the city. Let's do that. Head out there, buddy. And then send this scout team on to the dreadnought and see if we can find 5 workers to make a second scout team. Oh, I built the wrong thing out here. I built a resource depot instead of a gathering post. Well, you can never have too many resource depots, so that's not the end of the world. I just need to now build a gathering post, which is what I intended to do right from the start. I just want to clip the edge of it here. I'd like to keep it, because we're going to build a steam hub over here somewhere, so I'd like to have this within range of the steam hub if that's possible. It looks like it will be there. And we don't need to set this to anything yet. Speed up time again. Oh yeah, we were gonna try and find. Well, we've got 10 people available because we were anticipating putting them on this gathering post. But that will allow us to make a second scout team. So let's do that and send them to the industrial ruins. 20 hours to arrive or 8 hours to arrive at the abandoned supplies. I think that's going to even out. We'll send them cross-country through unexplored territory to get to the industrial ruins. And this automaton is a slow beast. It's going to take a day and a half to get back here to the city. In the meantime, we just speed up time yet again. We've got to get a hothouse down. There's no more food left to be processed, so these workers aren't doing anything. We can max out the workers at the gathering post and make sure we're bringing in enough coal off these 2 piles. Alright. Speed up time again.
Wrap up well. The frost is
All right.
here.
Temperature's dropping yet again, and these seedlings are in danger. The temperature of one of the seedlings, Arks, has dropped too low. If we do nothing, its precious contents will be lost. We mustn't let that happen. Luckily, we already researched the heaters. We can get these back up to chilly right away. That'll do. And speed time back up again.
Get going. Time to earn your
Now we are just barely bringing in enough coal to keep all this stuff running here, so we're gonna have to up our coal work as soon as we can. Steam hub researched, and we've got scouts to send on their way. Our expedition's main vehicle left hopelessly wedged in a crevasse. Exploring it will be difficult, but we have to find the factory plans that are on board. Explore it. We rappelled down into the crevasse, listening to the ominous sounds of ice crackling under the weight of the steel behemoth. After an hour or so of searching, we find the document safe and retrieve the factory plans. We must get them to the city as fast as possible. The weather is getting worse by the minute, and we need automatons to secure the city and the seedling arcs before the storm hits. We got a bunch of resources off of there, including 3 steam cores and the factory plans. We should send them all immediately back to our city. Now, thank you to the viewer who pointed this out, and I forget who it was now, but if you look up here at the upper right on the icon for the scout, this blue boot marker here indicates that they are traveling faster because they are traversing a known route to a surveyed location. So that's how you can tell if they're actually making the most efficient progress. We got to get another research. Okay, factory plans found. Excellent. We can start setting up the automated infrastructure to keep the seedling arcs at a safe temperature. Bring back the plans, set up a factory, and increase the number of automatons to 3. Hope rises. Immediately get another research priority going. Well, It's not that cold yet, but we're gonna need... Oh, hothouse. Hothouse. We need a hothouse, absolutely. Let's get a hothouse researched. And we have new things we can build. Which was the what? What did we just research? Oh, the steam hubs. We don't really need those yet. Speed up time again. We're gonna need wood. These are our last 2 wood piles out here. So we gotta start thinking about getting the sawmill. Oh, one of them just went away. Hothouse researched. We will build a hothouse immediately, but in the meantime, let's get our sawmill research going. Food, hothouse. We need 1 steam core for that. Not seeing a great place for this. That'll do. Are there any other laws we need to issue now that we can? Soup we won't need. Food additives we won't need. Extra rations we won't need. I don't think we're going to need much of this stuff. If discontent becomes an issue, we can do the fighting arena, but honestly... Well, care house we need because we have to get to prosthetics, so we might as well sign that. Steam cores, we've just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component. We know what steam cores are. Thank you. So now we have to build a care house within 3 days. It's not a huge priority here, but we do have the resources for it right now. Gathering post resources depleted. That is all the wood on the map right now until we build ourselves a sawmill. So... Let's go ahead and deconstruct that to get those resources back. Probably going to need every bit of it. And why is this? What happened? Did I? Oh, I missed that one. There are 4 seedling arcs. I only turned on the heater in 3 of them. This is the 4th one here. I missed that.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
End of shift, guys. Scouts have reached the industrial ruins. Explore those for coal and steel. We discover a bounty of resources as we dig through the snow. Sadly, that's not all we find. An avalanche killed everyone who worked here. Their corpses have been frozen solid. The relatively light clothes and the insignia of Her Majesty's Prospector Corps suggest they were explorers sent north to look for suitable places for generators during the onset of the Great Winter. Maybe it's for the best they weren't there to witness the fall of the Empire. Lot of resources at that location. And since the other site that we want to send them to is on the other side of the city, why don't we send these guys back to the city with those resources? Now, they're going to be bringing back... These guys are bringing back a lot of coal and steel. These guys are bringing back a lot of coal and steel. So we don't want to lose any of that because we don't have the storage space for it. So why don't we set this accidentally built resource depot to coal? And speed up time again. Alright, this hothouse is going to be built. We need to put workers on it and warm it up a bit. You know what I'm just realizing now that I should have thought of a second ago is that we could have moved this. Scouts have returned safely to the city, bringing all this good stuff with them. Excellent. Let's send them right back out again, though. Send them to the mountainside cave. That's going to take them a day and an hour. Or if we sent them to the Broken Automaton, 14 hours. I think that's probably going to even out again. 14 hours and then another probably 8. Well, it may make sense to send them to the Broken Automaton first in this particular case. Scouts number 2 have returned safely to the city, and we've maxed out our steel storage. Coal wasn't the issue, it was steel. So we're at risk of losing some steel here unless we can build some stuff. Oh, well, we can build the factory now, which we absolutely have to do. Keeping that warm shouldn't be an issue. Well, That seems like a good spot for it anyway. So that uses up some of the steel, but not all of it. Steam hubs would definitely use up a lot of the steel, since they're made only out of steel. I'm going to run some roads first. I know already where I want to build these, so... And one more... here? Yeah, one more here. I know that does not look like a very efficient use of space, but again, for this scenario, we're not going to be doing that much expansion or building. We're really only going to be worried about building up our resource generating capabilities, and we're not going to need a lot of houses. We're not going to need children's shelters. A lot of this stuff we're going to be able to forego just based on the nature of the scenario. Now, it's a good thing that we brought in all that coal just now, because we're actually operating on a coal deficit. But now that it's warming back up, I think we can turn all of these heaters off and the seedlings will be fine. Right? Yep, it's still only chilly even with the heaters off. Our scouts are ready to be sent on... Oh, they've made it back here, back home. They brought back a bunch of supplies. So they are ready to be sent on to... Let's head them back out to the Lost Dreadnought as a waypoint, and then on to these two other sites. Automaton reaches the city. Sir, an automaton has reached our city. It's fully operational and ready for work. I see. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We also need another research topic. Now we're going to build a sawmill right away, and we want to be getting the most out of that sawmill. Although, let's build bunkhouses in anticipation of the next cold snap. Maybe that'll let us not burn as much coal. That actually was not the best choice I could have made there. Alright, we need to get some workers on this factory turning out automatons. What can I take some people off of? Well, eventually we can put an automaton on here, but we can't do that yet. I could put an automaton on the hothouse, however, and that frees up 10 engineers for work. Put 5 here. And then we have 5 left over to do something else. Build me a sawmill is what I'm thinking. I've got a lot of wood within range if I build here. Building here will destroy resources, I know. And actually, it looks like we'll be within... Oh, we don't... These steam hubs automatically switched on. We don't need them on now. There's another one. Turn that off. And when this one's built, we'll turn that off as well. This one can be off. Okay. You know what? I want this one on. No, I don't have to turn it on because I can already see how far the range extends, just based on the melted snow here. So let's try to build our sawmill within range of that so that these peeps can stay warm as they work. Will that be within range? I think that's going to be within range. We're still full on steel, so so I assigned those engineers to work and never actually gave them a task to do. But that lightened up our steel crunch. Steel crunch meaning we had too much. Each automaton requires 100 steel, 100 wood, 50 coal, and a steam core. We've got 4 steam cores going right now. Food is becoming an issue. Having the automaton working 24/7 on that hothouse will help. Sir, the engineer is asking for a day off to study an automaton closely. Yeah, do that. We need those automatons to be as efficient as possible. We're not really turning out enough raw food yet to make it worthwhile putting somebody on the cookhouse. Let's get that sawmill upgrade researched right away. We're going to need bunches of wood, 100 wood for every automaton, and 100 steel for every automaton. We need to be researching the upgrades for our steel posts and the upgrades for the automatons themselves as quickly as possible. The automatons are performing admirably. Now we have to make enough of them to automate all the critical operations of the city before the storm hits. It's the only way to ensure that the seedling arcs will be supported during the storm. Alright, we need to employ, I'm looking down here at the lower left-hand corner, we need to employ at least 2 automatons in the coal industry. We have 0 of 2. We are employing at least 1 in the steel industry already. We need to employ 1 in the wood industry, and we need to employ 1 in the raw food industry. So we're doing okay on all those counts. We need to build a care house before that timer runs out. Let's get that down. Again, optimal layout is not something super important for this scenario, so just find a place that makes a little bit of sense out of the way over there, maybe. Alright, so we built that automaton pretty quickly. We can now build another one and put this one to work on that steel mill. And speed up time again.
Workday ends. It's time off.
Not for you, automatons. Care house promise fulfilled. Hope rises. Alright, it is the temperature's going to drop in about a day, down just a level. Our scouts are waiting. Send them onto the mountainside cave. Now that's going to take them how long? Yeah, 11 and a half hours. So, see, the time evened out. I mean, it was going to take them a little more than a day to go cross country, but it took them 12 hours to get to this point and 12 hours to get to that point. So, okay, we saved an hour or 2 by sending them to the waypoint. I guess that matters. I guess that's important. Now, I don't want to lose any steel resources by not having room to store it. So let's get a... Oh, we're not looking for laws. Sorry. Let's get some more resource depots built. Those don't need to be near anything warm. Build them out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, there's going to be a steam hub over there. Well, there is a steam hub there that we don't need. And we only have enough wood for that one resource depot. Really got to step up our wood gathering here. And we're operating at a deficit on the coal, so we're losing coal here. So we got to get that working too. I could build another sawmill right away. I could issue another law, but there are no laws we're interested in right now. Let's build another sawmill right away. How about if we build one out here? Well, it's pretty far away from... I don't want to build over here just now because the coal mines are going to dictate the layout over here. Well, this doesn't look like a terrible idea. A little bit of overlap on that one. Alright, we're going to destroy some resources, but I think that's unavoidable out here in the middle of the forest. Get a road. We do not have enough wood to even build a road, a street. Our scouts are waiting. Send them on to Frozen Pond first or Lone Boulder first? Lone Boulder. Speed up time. Looks like we may have enough wood to build a street here. Alright, we've got 33 raw food from our hothouse, and no one actually cooking the food. So we got to get a couple of people on the cookhouse. And we need more wood to make this automaton happen. I'm just gonna throw any extra people I have on this coal pile out here. We're gonna have to get that done eventually. Speed up time. Sawmill upgrade researched. Great. Alright, next we need coal mining. These coal piles aren't going to last forever. In fact, that's the last one. Speed up time. I have no workers. Scouts have reached the mountainside cave. Explore it for... This cave could collapse at any moment. It's a wonder it hasn't been turned into a permanent shelter. We take what we can and leave before we're trapped in here, or worse. A bunch of wood and raw food, which is exactly what we need. I'm going to bring them right back to the city with those important supplies. Speed up time again. We need to get some people... Test subject needed. This automaton will not work for 24 hours. Engineer is working on an automaton project. He wants to borrow an automaton. I think we can give him an automaton for 24 hours. It's going to be important to get those automaton upgrades happening. And put this resource depot on steel. We need people now. We are very low on people. Where are all our people working? Coal mining researched. Good. Resource depot upgrade we're going to need eventually. What else do we need? You know what I think I'm going to do is skip... Well, let's get the power upgrade going. Because the temperature is going to fall again. It's not going to fall that much, and then it's going to warm back up again before falling yet again. But we got to keep our eye on that. So we want to anticipate those temperature drops and make sure that we're staying up to speed on the heating research.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
But I think what's important with the research is that you be willing to jump ahead down the levels. Scouts have reached the lone boulder. Explore that. Nothing here, but we discovered 2 new sites, a snow crawler and a ruined warehouse. Head on out to the snow crawler. When these guys come back, it might be worth heading them out to the Lost Dreadnought just to speed up what's going on down here. But yeah, manpower shortage. This is the way it is with this scenario. You're just constantly looking at manpower shortages. Now, we still do not have enough. We have nowhere near enough wood to build that automaton. So I'm going to take the engineers off of this and put them on one of these sawmills. And that's the only source of coal right now, so I'm going to leave the people on that coal pile until we get our coal mines researched. Yes, I know we could issue another law. There are no laws that we really need right now. Just speed up time again. Scouts have returned safely to the city, bringing with them a bunch of wood and raw food. That's excellent, but we're going to send you right back out into the cold. Down to the Lost Dreadnought as a waypoint. And then on to the frozen pond. Speed up time. Speed up time. Alright, good.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
We're banking some food here. That's good. I gotta turn all my heaters on. Seedling arc heated, seedling arc heated, seedling arc heated, and seedling arc heated. We still need our heater on at the hothouse because it's a hothouse. And we need it on at the cookhouse. Even with the heater on there, it's going to be chilly, but...
Move. Time to get
And
to work.
now I have enough people to be working on that enough wood to be working on the automaton, but not enough people. What do I take the people off? I'm going to take them off this coal pile since we have a group working those 2 coal piles with the gathering post here. So they're bringing in coal. Generator power upgrade, 1 researched. Great. Let's move along. We want the efficiency upgrade as soon as possible, so I think I'm going to skip right on down to the next tier. We've only got 7 hours of coal left. It looks like this guy has nothing to do because that's probably the one that we gave him for research for 24 hours. So, no, he's idle. Why can't we put an automaton on here? If he's idle, maybe he's idle because he's still on the being used for research. A steam core is needed for the automaton project. He broke the automaton he borrowed. Now he wants a steam core to fix it. That's why that thing's idle. Alright, we've got to give him the steam core. We need that automaton. Discontent rises, hope falls. But our levels are fine. Not worried about that. I just want this guy to fix what he broke. Alright, that's been repaired. And now we should be able to put him on this. Yeah, okay, we can put him on the sawmill here. Scouts have reached the snow crawler. Explore it for... The snow crawler was separated from our expedition by the blizzard and ran out of fuel. Our people are still inside, frozen solid. We'll give them a proper burial. Good. The crawler was built before the Great Winter. Nobody predicted how bad the weather would get. It didn't stand a chance. All we can do now is dismantle it for resources. We'll get 3 steam cores out of here. Send these guys on to the ruined warehouse. Alright, it doesn't look like we really needed to send this other scout group down. These guys are going to be able to hit that on the way back, but we did what we did. Too late now. Okay, automaton working the sawmill, and we built yet another automaton. That's great. That is great. One hothouse may do it here. Drafting machines research. That's the next tier. We can now research what? Coal mining optimization is going to be important. Lighter scout sled. If we bang this out as quickly as possible, I think that's really going to help in the long run. And then, you know what we need to do now is build a coal mine. And run a street out to it. Ooh, get down to 6 wood. Gotta wait for our wood to come back a little bit. And we have 1 automaton not doing anything, not assigned to anything. Why don't we take these humans off of here, put the automaton on there, and then distribute these amongst our... Yeah, we don't really need him at the factory. We need our engineers topped off at the workshop. This doesn't even have to be on. Why am I running this? Because I forgot to turn it off when we first built it? That's why? Dip. Well, we should have enough wood at least to build the street here. Let's try that again. That probably was not the most efficient way. I could have run it over here to this street, but I didn't. I didn't do it. Alright, steam. We're going to need another steel. We can build a second steel thingy here, but it may make more sense to just really bear down on the research and get this upgraded first. Since we don't have... Since manpower is going to be an issue. We can speed up time again. Seven hours of coal left. We got to get this coal mine built. I'm going to take... Where can I take... Jeez. You know, we're doing okay on food. I might be able to take this guy off of here just for a little while until we get another automaton built. Because we're doing fine on food rations. Remember, we only have 45 mouths to feed. So 200 rations are going to last quite a while. Nobody working in the hothouse. We can turn the heater off. Save a little coal that way. Alright, we're down to almost no coal. Automaton, get your butt out there. Alright, it's warming back up. Not as much of an issue now to get that coal because I think we can turn these heaters off again. Yep, and it's only down to chilly there. Oh, and our generator's been operating on steam level 2, even though we didn't tell it to, because it automatically does that when you research that tech.
Work time. Get moving.
Yes, automaton, get moving. Get your lazy, slow-moving butt out to the coal mine. Get to work. All right, it's working. Good. Wait, the generator is shutting down? I didn't... Did I... Oh, I didn't want it to shut all the way down. We'll keep it on level 1. Another something researched. Efficiency upgrade is going to be important. Let's get that efficiency done. And our scouts are waiting. Explorer. With moderate effort, we were able to remove the crates containing supplies from under the snow. We'll put them to good use in our city. Take those resources. Now, do I send these guys... I'm just going to send these guys onto the frozen pond. No. Yeah. No. No. We're going to send these guys back to the city. Aren't we? What's happening? Why can't I click on the city? Alright, we're sending these guys back to the city. Yeah, that was dumb. I shouldn't have... Well, whatever. It's done. It is done! And we've got 5 people not working. Where can we put them to work? 10 of 10. We don't need faster food processing. We could put them on the factory here, get that automaton built a little bit faster. This is our last steam core for now, but we've got that group carrying 3. They'll be coming back to the city soon. Right? Yeah, these guys have 3. And they're on their way back. They'll be back in 9 hours. Right? No, these are the guys going to the next location. These are the guys coming back to the city. Not being very efficient with my scout deployment. Captain, we've run out of steam cores. We know there are some industrial ruins to the north and south. We might find some steam cores there. Now, it actually... may not have been such a stupid idea to send these guys directly back because... Well, alright, we're going to interrupt their travel and send them to the Mist Valley now. Misty Valley. Alright, that was our last steam core. These guys may even finish. Coal pile depleted, gathering post resources depleted. Alright, I think we need the other coal mine built. Oh, we need a steam core for a coal mine. Jeez. Well, we've got an extra automaton. No, we don't. Not yet. We will soon. Hurry up. Alright, there's the other one. A huge success, sir. The automaton project is complete. Automatons can now be produced at lower cost and used in medical facilities. We learned to modify the automatons with precision attachments, allowing them to work on the most fragile thing we know of the human body. We can also remove some non-essential parts to make them cheaper. Great. Great, great, great. I'm glad we did that. In the meantime, I really don't need more food. We're fine on food. So I'm going to have him clean up the last little bit of this coal pile. Actually, there's a lot of coal out there. 450 coal. Generator efficiency upgrade researched. That's great. Next, improved heaters eventually will be an issue. How long do we have until the next cold snap? And that's not too bad. We've got a few more days. What might make more sense here? None of this insulation is important. I think coal mine optimization, since we cannot build another one until that other coal mine, steam cores come back, which is going to be a while.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out for today.
I'll go ahead and order up another automaton, even though we don't have the steam core to build it yet. Speed up time again. Scouts have reached the frozen pond, and they're waiting for us to explore. We can use it. Sites discovered. Tonight, the Icefall Mine. Carry on. And you, I guess, are going on to the Icefall Mine. I really would like you back at our city, which is really stupid how I did this. Yeah, my scout deployments were not optimal here, guys. I apologize. Not much I can do about it. I've got 3 engineers not doing anything. I guess we can deconstruct this gathering post. Well, we may want a coal thumper at some point, so I'm going to leave that gathering post there. Scouts have reached the Misty Valley. Explore it for coal and steel. A narrow path we were investigating led onto the large flat landscape. The snowy plains we've discovered seem promising. We've already observed a dozen places worth exploring. We have to scout the plains. Alright, go on to the stone ship. And in the meantime, just for lack of anything better to do, I'll put those engineers on the hothouse. Even though we don't really need the food. They've got nothing better to do. I could probably build something better to do. Should we build a third? Do we need a third workshop? I don't think we need a third workshop. Alright, let's speed up time again. Alright, we're with the coal mining efficiency upgrade and the generator power upgrade, we're bringing in positive coal here. Yeah, we're bringing in a lot more coal than we're burning, so we're in good shape as far as coal's concerned. The temperature is about to drop again. We'll have to turn the heaters back on, but that's fine. I think we'll be okay.
Brace yourselves.
All right.
Cold is coming.
Coal coming again. These guys are cold in their homes. And our wood storage is full. Why don't we take this opportunity to replace the tents with bunkhouses? All of them. And I gotta turn the heaters back on. Ark, seedling ark, seedling ark, seedling ark.
The work shift starts.
And I think that's all we have to worry about. Speeding up time. Coal mining optimization researched. That's great. Next, I think we need better... I think we're going to need improved heaters because the next time the temperature changes, it's going to fall 2 levels from where it is now. So it's going to get down to 60 below. So at that point, we really need... We need another coal mine is what we need. Unfortunately, I don't have the steam cores to make that happen. But hopefully, once we get these resources, there'll be another... Judging by the equipment, it looks like this mine was constructed before the Great Winter, possibly by the first prospectors to explore the area. The general disarray inside the buildings suggests they were abandoned abruptly, presumably due to some sort of earthquake. Many valuable resources have been left behind. Well, let's take those resources. And no other sites opened up, so let's get these guys right back to the city with their valuable cargo. Well, these aren't the guys with the steam cores, are they? Oh, they are. Okay, it's these guys. Great. We got 3 steam cores, a bunch of coal, a bunch of wood, a bunch of steel, and a bunch of raw food. They're desperately needed back at our city. Speeding up time. Yeah, a bunch of people just went homeless because we tore down their homes to replace them with bunkhouses. That's fine. Improved heaters researched. Now that's automatically going to make these heaters start burning more coal. So we may have jumped the gun on that a bit. There's no way to switch that off. What we need to do is jump right down to the next tier so we can get the heater efficiency upgrade as soon as possible. What I probably should have done is hit that next tier first.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out for today.
I should have gotten that next tier first so that as soon as we had the heater upgrade researched, we could immediately start on the efficiency upgrade. A new landmark, the stone ship, windsprept. We discovered 2 new sites we can explore. Nothing to do here, though. Send our scouts on to these next 2 sites. And speed up time again. Alright, so priorities are another steel works, another coal mine, probably use yet another wood sawmill, but we're maxed out on storage for the sawmill. We got to get a resource depot built. That does not need to be any place warm. In fact, no, we can't. We need steel. Yeah, we gotta get another steelworks down out here. Steel's gonna be a crunch because we use up so much of it every time we build an automaton. Gotta get the heater on in here so these people can get to work. Oh, we have an automaton available here. Well, he's gonna be doing building for us, which is what we need. But we could now replace the engineers here with the automaton. Let's wait until this construction is completed here. Yes? Go on. Keep building. Go build, buddy, build! Scouts have returned safely to the city, bringing with them the steam cores that we need. Okay, great. Slow down time here. And send these guys immediately back out to this south pass. And use those new steam cores to build another coal mine. And we should build another steelworks. And we should make sure that we have another automaton on order. We do. Great. It's warm enough. I think it's warm enough in there. Let's take these guys off the hothouse. Put an automaton on the hothouse and use these engineers someplace better. Yeah, our wood storage is full, so let's put that on wood and put this on, I think, coal. We need wood we need a street out here. I'll run the street across there. Now, these automatons need to return to a steam hub to recharge. So I may end up building a steam hub out here, even though it doesn't have to heat anything, just as a place for them to recharge. I believe they can recharge off a non-activated steam hub. It just has to be there. So we'll build one out here and then turn it off. But let's wait until we have 3 automatons out here to make it worthwhile. Well, we have 1, 2, and then we've got a third one on this steelworks here. So it might be time to do that now. I need a street out to this other steamworks. A letter of thanks from the engineer. My workers asked me to deliver this. They're plain people, so it reads like bad poetry, but here's the gist of it. They want to thank you, sir. The sight of this automaton working tirelessly in the inhuman cold, where previously they toiled and suffered, is something worth living for. Hope will rise slightly. Great. And we finished researching. That's unlocked the next tier. Let's immediately go for heater efficiency upgrade, although we need steel for that, and we don't have it. Is there anything else we can do that doesn't require steel? Automaton integration also requires steel. We have only 10 steel. The house, it's not that cold yet. Wall drill, steam steel mill. Steam steelworks won't require any steel. Let's go ahead and get that going. Alright, and a new automaton has been built. We can... people have messages for me. There's been a serious accident. The automaton has stepped on a man, crushing his leg and crippling him for life. People argue that the automaton should walk more slowly and carefully, even at the cost of their efficiency. No! I'm sorry, we cannot afford that. Discontent will rise slightly. We can afford the discontent. We now have one amputee, though, so we need to build a prosthetic. Oh, we have not unlocked that yet, but we can unlock it right now. Right? Yeah, right now.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
And then put our factory to work on one prosthetic, and we should order up another automaton as well. We've only got one steam core, but I'm anticipating finding even more out there in the wilderness, out there in the frost land. And the temperature is about to plummet again. My scouts are waiting. Explore this. Indeed, it is a sawmill, probably left here, probably a base here years ago. Now there's nothing left of it but a frozen steel sawmill. We'll take those resources, thank you very much, and send them on to the windswept snowfield. Alright, and the temperature is about to drop significantly, 2 levels. That is going to test our heating capabilities and our coal mining capabilities. But we will have this second coal mine built here momentarily. And we, I think, have an automaton. We have one automaton we can put on there immediately. So why don't we, before that temperature drops again, why don't we call this an episode, the first episode of the Arks scenario, and in the next episode we'll deal with our first major temperature drop when stuff starts, when we really start to have to face a challenge in terms of keeping all this stuff warm. So thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying this playthrough of the Arks scenario in Frostpunk. Until the next time, stay safe, stay warm.